it's pretty near as far north as you can get in the provinces. Only Quebec and a small wedge of Labrador reach higher. And when I think of fishing in Saskatchewan, this is what I picture in my mind's eye. This region offers some of the best fly fishing for pike in North America and wonderful opportunities for one of the true harbingers of the North, the Arctic Grayling. Join us now as we visit this beautiful and rugged region as guests at Misaw Lake Lodge.
Nice.
All right.
Ooh, that's a nice sized fish.
Oh my gosh.
The New Fly Fisher is supported by Tourism Saskatchewan, Vair Watches, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited,
Getting to Misaw Lake, like any remote destination, does take some time. But the lodge has it set up so that it's as seamless and comfortable as it can be. From Winnipeg, you fly to Flin Flon with just a short refueling layover, and then on to the lake, which conveniently has its own airstrip. Everything about this leg was impeccably organized and gave me a very nice first impression, as well as an idea of how the rest of my stay would go. While Misaw is known mainly as a northern pike fishery, and its reputation is well deserved, for the fly angler looking to mix in some finesse fishing, Arctic grayling are throughout the system and can be found in just about every river that drains into or out of the big lake. So after settling in, we headed out to one of the closer rivers to sample these denizens of our northern provinces and territories. This was a first for me, and I was pretty eager to have the chance to strike this species from my list. Brandon and I talked about it, and he was pretty casual about how easy it would be. But I'll admit that I was no less skeptical, only because I hadn't fished for grayling and really only knew what I'd read about them in magazines and books.
There he is. Out. Just like that. I was waiting for Brandon to come back, and I said, well, I'll just make a couple of casts here. That's a nice grayling too. If we land this fish, it'll be my first grayling. Oh my, that is sensational. Holy cow. Thanks, Lloyd. There. Take a look at that. There's my first ever grayling. What a gorgeous fish. This is monumental to me. That's the coolest friggin' thing. Man, thanks.
Nice. You're welcome.
Thanks. So that was super cool. It is our first few hours here at Misaw Lake. It's kind of officially day one of our fishing. But as I always like to say, it's also our get acquainted day. So I'm with Brandon Phobes, and he's kind of considered the fly fishing guru. And from our conversation, it seems to me like he knows what he's doing. Put me in the right spot right off the bat. Thanks again.
No problem.
We're gonna stick with this run, stick with a dry fly because, hey, why not?
Dry or die, baby.
If they're on a dry, stick with it. But we're ready if the fish do start to slow down. We're ready with other presentations if we need them.
Yeah, should be a great day of grayling fishing. The weather's perfect.
The bugs are friendly?
Bugs are friendly, and the fishing's good so far.
So far.
Not much more you can ask.
No, that's right. Let's get at it.
Let's get at it.
All right, thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Grayling have a reputation for being fairly fly fisher friendly, and I didn't see anything with my small sample size to refute that rep. 4 and 5 weight rods will get the job done all day long, floating line, and a tapered leader of 3 to 5X, along with a variety of conventional dry flies such as Adams or Usuals, and of course, foam-bodied terrestrials in sizes 10 through 6.
Oh, little flash underneath it. There he is. Out. Oh, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Holy cow. That is a beauty.
That's a beautiful grayling right there.
Watch my rod there, Brandon.
Yep.
And we're gonna keep him in the water. I'm not even sure how deep this is yet. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna. Okay, I got him.
So far, everything that I'd read about grayling was accurate. They are eager to take dry flies and make a good account of themselves, with spectacular aerial displays and determined runs. They're wonderful light rod fare, but more than that, they're stunning fish.
We've just moved downriver, not very far, but you can see this water behind me here is vastly different from what we were just fishing in those little rapids. What I'm looking for here is variations in the relief of the substrate or the bottom of the river. With a good set of polarized glasses, or any set of polarized glasses, you get to see the rocks and such. There's a large rock up to my right that I want to fish behind. I can see lots out here. We're also seeing some rising fish in here, which we didn't see up top. So I don't think it's going to be rocket science, but keep in mind, when you go to new water, don't just rush right in. Stand on the bank and take a look, get a feel for what's going on before you start working that water. There he is. Come in here. I could do this all day.
Oh, it's
Just knowing that there's bigger fish in there.
Oh yeah.
It's nice to see a broad range of sizes. You know? Yeah.
We decided to make our way back to the lodge for dinner, but not before we fished a couple of weed beds for pike on the big lake. One of the great benefits of doing what I do is that I constantly learn new things. Case in point, I tend to associate pike with shorelines, and certainly at times of year, they are in the shallows. But Lloyd, with his experience, had me casting to submerged weed beds well off the shore. And the weeds really proved to be the ticket. This is just one reason why a good guide is worth his weight.
I think I got him. Now he's gone. There's a fish. There's a fish. Now we got there's a lot of weeds around here, so I want to keep them out. It's a good 8 or 9 pounder. Not a net fish though. Yeah, that's a nice pike.
Well, that's a beautiful pike right there.
Good fish, nice and clean. Nice and clean. That's nothing wrong with that.
Good
There's my
job.
first Saskatchewan pike.
We just need to find the big mamas for you.
Pike and Grayling in the same day.
After a couple of fish to get my attention, I was looking forward to the next few days in the big water. Back at the lodge, I enjoyed a terrific dinner to put a period on an outstanding first day at Misaw.
The setup that you're going to need at Misaw Lake is fairly simple. That's one of the nice things about pike fishing. We used primarily 9s and 10 weights this week, and for a couple of reasons. Yes, there are trophy northern pike at Misaw Lake, but at this time of year, where we found the fish was in fairly dense weed beds. So a 9 or a 10 weight is going to give you the ability to manage those fish, keep them out of the weeds better than, say, an 8 weight. An 8 weight will handle most of the fish, but it won't necessarily handle that dense weed. So I would come with nothing less than a 9 weight and, of course, a matching large arbor reel. The line that got the job done this week, again, my old favorite, that full intermediate. It sinks very slowly at a rate of about 1 inch to 1.5 inches per second, but it keeps the fly down and it keeps a nice direct contact to the fly throughout your retrieve. Our leader setup this week was also super simple. I use straight 30-pound big game, whatever kind of big game line or line you want to use. 4 to 5 feet is plenty. These fish are not leader shy, so don't worry about length. From the leader, we went to 15 to 18 inches of knottable wire. From there, Brandon got me onto these little snaps. This is just a little twist-on snap that you very easily take your fly, turn it on, and the fly is in place without having to cut it every time you want to change your fly. The flies that I would say produced the best were these somewhat muted, large streamers. But there was occasions when brighter, less imitative flies and more attractor type patterns got the job done. So have an assortment of these, from lefties deceivers to these Murdich minnows, any of your garden variety large pike flies will work here at Misaw as well as they'll work at most lakes. For top water, when we did fish them, We fished some fairly substantial topwater baits and did move some fish with them. We had better luck, oddly enough, with a slightly smaller popper, more like a large bass popper or largemouth popper. They just seem to key in on that a little better.
It's day 2 here at Misaw, and it's a beautiful day. Lloyd's plan was to strike for the big river, which was well known for trophy fish. After a couple of short portages, we were there, and Lloyd's idea of working the dense weed beds looked, at least to this pike novice, as promising as he had said.
So we're on to day 2 now. This is business day. We got our, like I said, our little get acquainted day out of the way yesterday. We just made a quick portage from pretty much where we ended up yesterday onto what they call the big river. So this is actually a big river here that we're fishing. It does have a bit of a current, and Lloyd's put us on this vast weed bed. We've already had one fish, but we're going after pike today. We're leaving the grayling aside for a bit, and this area is known for its trophy fish, so we're hoping to get a couple of fish over 40 inches today. This is perfect right here, Lloyd.
When you fish large northern lakes, you will experience wind. If you're planning to spend some time doing this, get your practice in beforehand so that you aren't surprised or frustrated when the time comes.
So Lloyd has positioned the boat so that I can cast almost perpendicular to the wind. Wind is coming this way. I'm casting almost at a right angle. So the idea here is to keep the fly off of my body and off the boat. By casting this way and using the wind to keep the fly out here, I'm not running the risk of hitting my guide or anyone else or myself. So take advantage, use the wind and take advantage of it when you can. The wind right now, the way I'm casting, is not terrible. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. I can still get a 55, 60 foot cast with this with relative ease. A good captain or a good guide will know how to position the boat so that us fly guys can work smarter and not harder.
Nothing in fishing is a slam dunk. And in order to remain successful with some consistency, you have to try new things when something isn't working that you thought might. Pike, like most predatory fish, will pattern differently throughout the season as water temperature and its relation to forage fluctuate. So if one presentation or one specific type of structure isn't producing fish, move around and experiment until you find a pattern.
Oh, there he is. I got him. Not a big one, but little improvement. That's better, Lloyd. Now we're finding some fish. Slack's off.
Although we did take some smaller pike in the quiet bays, Lloyd was convinced that to consistently find large fish, we'd have to fish that open water in the dense weeds, so that's where we concentrated our efforts.
fish. Man, did he ever take that soft. Yeah. Geez, I don't even think he knows he's hooked. He's kind of playing stupid. There's a fish, big fish too, big fish. Got him, I got him. He's a good fish too. I don't know how good I got him, but I got him. Yeah, it's a nice fish. It's a nice fish.
Keep it there for 2 seconds.
You know, we've been working our butts off today, and it's been sorry.
All good.
It's been a slug. You know, we've tried a lot of different flies, and just, you know, we've just persisted. That's the only thing I can say is we've just kept at it, and oh baby, oh my, you got him. This was a lot of work. I mean, this is probably 4 hours. We've got some smallish fish. Do you want me to hold that for you?
No, I got it.
We got 5 or 6 smallish fish, but we haven't really got what these guys consider a trophy. I think this is going to be pushing that 40-inch mark, but we'll see. Always. Okay, so you ready? So this is our big fish so far, and it's it's a good fish. It's anything in that range to me is a trophy. We'll take it. We'll take it. Whew. That's more what we've been after.
That's what we've been looking for.
There's never a guarantee. It's been a slow day for sure. We're not done by any means, but it has been slower. That's more indicative of what we're not just what we're looking for, but what is fairly prevalent here at Misaw. But we're going to stay at it. We're sort of starting to pattern them, and we just got to keep covering water, right?
Just keep covering water. We found the fly they're going after. Just nice bright colors, easy for them to see in this kind of stained water, and a lot of flash, bright colors, a little bit of weight to get it down on those weed beds.
And we moved more than one fish with that fly.
We've moved multiple fish with this,
Yeah.
but that is the biggest we've landed.
Yeah, for sure.
On this fly, and we're going to keep throwing this thing till there's nothing left on it.
Let's get a 40 this time.
Let's go.
All right.
As the day progressed, Lloyd kept us on the beds and where he could out of the wind. The big river, as it turned out, was pretty diverse and had many different faces. And no matter where Lloyd put us, we found fish.
There he is. I knew, gosh darn well, there was a fish there. I felt him bump it 2 or 3 times, and I sped it up thinking it might be weeds. We're not going to need the net, but still, it breaks the ice a little bit. And I think that's happened to me a couple of times. Big fish. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just a fish, but sure. Sure hit like a big fish. Yep. Another nice clean fish. Look at the markings on the fins are so pronounced.
Misaw Lake Lodge is a modern and wonderfully appointed facility located on the southeast corner of the Big Lake. With its own 4,500-foot airstrip, which gets meticulously maintained by the staff, flying in couldn't be more comfortable. With several guest cabins, ranging from rooms with 2 twins and a double, to smaller rooms with 2 twins, the lodge can accommodate considerably sizable groups. Each room has a fireplace and bathroom with their own showers, and all are located just steps from the main lodge. The main lodge is as Canadian as it gets, with a full-service bar, pool table, card table, enough common space for individual groups to just sit back and talk about their day. And just in case you forgot something, there is a small tackle shop equipped with the essentials. For these reasons, guests come back year after year.
We found Misaw Lodge based on the vibe that the lodge has. It's very rustic, it's certainly remote, and we came to like the people with whom we were dealing when we called to ask the questions that we wanted to ask. They were very straightforward, they were very humble, and they made it very easy for us to get up here. Once we were here, we found that the atmosphere is truly magical. We found that the personnel here are wonderful to deal with, and they made the experience a easy yet remote lodge feel. And the fishing has been amazing. The nature has been spectacular. And the overall experience, including the dining, the nighttime activities, and the overall atmosphere of the staff and the guides has been top-notch for us.
This was our 3rd day, and already we had seen a ton of what Misaw Lake offered. And so far from what I experienced, there was no reason for me to think that today would be any different. The fly out to Patterson is really just an up and down, but like any time you're in the air up here, you can't help but appreciate the vastness of this region.
It's our 2nd full day at Misaw Lake Lodge. Today we did a short hop into Patterson Lake. It's only about a 10-minute flight, sort of just up and down. We're going after grayling, possibly lake trout, and of course pike. And I told Lloyd I'd have a pike. I'd have a 42-incher and 10 casts. So here I go. Start counting. There's a fish. That might be a netter. No, I don't think so. It's good. It's good. Nice fish. Now they're all nice fish. What do you think? Keep under the weeds. Okay, you got slack.
It's a good thing I'm not a betting man, but regardless, it was a good start. Between Lloyd and Brandon, I don't think that I was ever not casting to fish. We moved around a fair bit, which was fine with me as I really got to see a broad range of water. And it was a bit of an adventure that added a pretty cool element to our day.
Fish.
Scoop, scoop, scoop! I had to say it. That's a nice fish. Yeah, that's all right. Oh, well done. Starting to get a little more serious. Not quite a trophy, but still a good fish. Well done. Thanks, Lloyd. You did call that.
Every guide that I know has their go-to spot. Once on Patterson, Lloyd's plan was to show us his. Now, it wasn't without its challenges, but the large fish, as he figured, were there. For the next couple of hours, we hung around the wood, as the fish were more than cooperative, and there seemed to be no lack of large, eager pike.
Keep out of that wood. Golly. That's... Oh yeah. I'm definitely gaining a deeper respect for pike. It's the, okay, you got slack? Got it. A nice clean fish. As you can see behind me, we've come into the mouth of this river. It's quite a substantial river, and our plan was to go up into the fast water and fish for some grayling. But Lloyd wanted to put me into this little bay. He informed me that they did well here the other day, so he's got me positioned, and I'm just going to cover all of this for a bit, and we'll probably move as we gradually move up there. We'll see if we can get a couple more pike before we go in with our light gear and try for some grayling. So far, it's worked out. See if I can't keep the magic going. There he is. I could do this all day.
That's it. I saw him that backside the whole time, baby.
You got slack.
Eventually, though, we moved up closer to the river mouth, and as you may expect, the action resumed.
There we go. Whoa, he's hot. He's hot. Go, Monica. He's not getting there. He's not getting there. Oh, it's a pretty fish. Slack.
Oh, he's blinding. There he goes.
Got him.
Just let me get the hook out.
Beauty. Thank you, sir. Another pretty fish, though.
After dropping Brandon off for the early flight out, we had some time to try out some top water spots, and Lloyd, of course, knew just the spot where we could get out of the wind and scratch that popper rich.
I got him. Oh, that's a good fish, too. That's a good fish. That's a nice fish. He's leaving. I can't stop him. I'm honest to God. That was top water at its best. Not quite as big as I thought, but that was top water at its best, man. And man, did he ever go. Way to go, bud. It's pretty hard to beat top water anything. And I just said to Lloyd, as we worked around through this little channel, he told me, he said, this is like, it's a guarantee. And it was. We moved, I don't know, probably a dozen or more fish before we hooked that one. But there really is nothing like top water pike when they're aggressive. Even if you're not hooking them, as Lloyd said when we were talking a little while ago, we're hunting fish. I could quite easily go through this without a hook and just watch those fish savagely attack that. I really am becoming a pike fan. I have never been a pike guy, but I am gradually and more gradually becoming a pike fan.
For the remaining couple of days, we continued doing what was working, with the only thing missing, that one fish over 40 inches. Now, I'm not a big fish hog, but to put things into perspective, every angler in the camp, until now, had multiple trophies, or master pike, as some call them, except for myself and one other guest. So it would have been nice, but I wasn't complaining. I've never experienced pike like this, and as a bona fide trout bum, I was beginning to see what all the hubbub was about. We fished through some fronts, rain, wind, and much colder temperatures, but really didn't miss a beat and stayed on to fish.
All right, this is a big fish. This is nice open water. Man, did he clobber that.
Nothing better in the morning than peel and drag.
Oh. Just give me a second here.
Yep.
I'm going to set him up. Here we go.
That's a really healthy fish right there.
That's a nice fish. My foot's on the net.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to get the fly.
Oh man, they are aggressive today. We were just talking. Well, when we first came in here, we were thinking they're going to be, You know, it's going to be reactionary hits. You're going to have to drop it right in their head with this cold front and everything else. They have been nothing but aggressive this morning. And that fish, that fly, I only stripped that maybe 3 times, and he clobbered that. So we still haven't hit that 40-inch mark, but we're 38, and I'll take it. It's a beautiful fish.
Beautiful fish.
Nice job.
I guess it wouldn't be a trip to Northern Saskatchewan without a shore lunch, would it? And I can say this about Misaw's spread. It might be the mother of all shore lunches. We met up at noon on the big lake with several more guests and watched the show. Now, I know these guys have done this 100 times, but I have to admit it was pretty impressive. Fresh pike, potatoes, and fresh bannock, which if you've never had it, it's worth the price of admission right there. These guys had it going on, and I feel that everyone got their fair share of northern hospitality.
For those of you who value time spent outdoors, investing in reliable tools is essential to making the most of your experience in nature. A durable, affordable, and timeless wristwatch is the perfect companion for any angler. And that's exactly what Vaer watches are built for. Assembled in America and backed by a guaranteed waterproof warranty, Vaer watches offer the ideal balance of affordability and performance. Stay on time and focus on the moments that matter most.
On our final day at Misaw, we had one shot left at a trophy, so we headed back to the mouth of the river where I broke what might have been my only 40-inch fish off the day before. Not that I had a score to settle, but I had a little score to settle.
Got him. Good fish too.
Netter?
I don't think it's better. I think it's every bit as big.
Oh no, that's...
Nice. That was cool. I just changed. I went back to a Grayling-like pattern. I put something bright and orange on, and I didn't move a fish. This was the second one. This was the second one that I moved since I made that change. Come on, darling. I'm gonna put you back. Oh man.
It's a nice fight.
Yeah, you're not kidding. There he is. There he is.
Nice fish.
Thanks. When Bumpboard Lloyd says it's a nice fish, it's a nice fish.
We landed several more medium-sized pike after this one, but my 40-incher remained safe. Regardless though, the pike fishing was as good as it gets. At least as good as I've ever experienced. That said, I kind of got caught up in the pursuit of big northerns over the past few days and almost forgot about the Grayling. So Lloyd and I talked it out and decided to spend the afternoon with a 5-weight on a river.
This is it. This is our last afternoon at Misaw Lake. And I wanted to lighten things up a little bit, come back to the Grayling run where we caught fish our first night. We've fished a couple other rivers and have had success, but I figured we'd end off where we started. Let's see if we can get a couple more of these lovely Saskatchewan Grayling. There's a fish right there, first cast. Nice one too. Almost right where he was the other night. Oh, look at him go. I should be able to just, oh, that hook is right in the end of his mouth. He didn't inhale it like he did the other night, but I want to show you this fish. Look at that, eh? Just gorgeous, about 12, maybe 13 inches. Okay. Oh, come here, darling. There he goes. Oh, that felt like a better fish too. That was so subtle. So subtle. Oh, they're so much fun. The way they take a dry fly. Fast. Pretty little fish. You know, Grayling they're not known for being overly sophisticated in terms of their ease of catching them. They're not like browns or some tough rainbows. And of course, up here in the subarctic, they don't see a lot of flies or people. But, you know, I wanted to say, ever since I was a kid, I remember I read an article about Bing Crosby catching Grayling. And ever since then, I've dreamed about catching them, and now I am. And I got to tell you, it's a pretty cool experience. It's one I'll remember for the rest of my life, even if I never get a chance to go Grayling fishing again. I think every light gear enthusiast should give this a try.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a nice one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great fish, Rob.
As much as any. This is a little better fish.
This was a perfect addendum to a perfect trip. I figured out a new species, caught some beautiful, better than average pike, and spent time with some absolutely wonderful people in a beautiful place. You never really know what to expect from a new fishing lodge, but I can tell you this. The people at Misaw Lake have spared no expense to ensure that their guests have the best experience that they can. There is never an end to the work at a place like this, and the staff here understand that. You'll never go hungry, you'll never get cold, and you sure as heck won't go fishless. We want to thank Mark and Stephen and all their staff for having us and treating us so well. To watch other episodes in our series, check us out on YouTube or visit us on the web at thenewflyfisher.com. Until next time, from all of us, good hunting, and we hope to see you somewhere on the water.
The New Fly Fisher is supported by Tourism Saskatchewan, Vair Watches, Scientific Anglers. Trout Unlimited.